It's Saturday night. It's David.
It's Philip.
It's two guys, one garage. And tonight, we're going to let you know our opinions on ghosts. Ooh. Ooh.
Actually, that sounds like it could be our opinion on fucking gay guys. Woo!
Ooh.
I love ghosts.
Ghosts. Come on, Phil. Let's fire straight into it.
Yep.
Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe?
Fucking hate sitting on the fence with every single point. Not enough evidence for me. So no, I'm just gonna say it. My general inclination is no.
Really?
But
You're an asshole.
I'm a fucking dickhead for thinking that. But you know, there's so many accounts out there that just really get you fucking thinking. But again, it's all experience thing for me.
You haven't experienced anything ghostly?
Like not enough to be like that's been like really like eerie shit, but not enough for us to be like, right, that was definitely a ghost. You know what I mean? What about yourself? Are you a believer or a non-believer?
I've never seen a ghost.
Ever fucked one?
I have fucked one. Or should I say, it fucked me.
Ooh.
And I didn't see it though. I don't know if I believe in terms of like, I'm not one of these people that can again say, yes, I'm a complete believer.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen one. I've had spooky experiences, but was it a ghost or wasn't my mind playing tricks? Did I read into something? Did I read something ghostly into it?
So we're both on the fence here.
Totally on the fence.
Yeah.
We're assholes.
I know.
It'd be better if one of us totally believed and one of us didn't.
I know.
But we're totally on the fence.
Then we'll probably totally end up offending each other. Like this fucking prick here that I'm podcasting with believes in fucking ghosts. I can't work with this guy no more.
He's a fucking asshole. So ghosts, I'll give you the definition for anybody that doesn't know. Just totally being condescending here, like, but
Oh, condescend these little bitches, man.
this is from Wikipedia, which is generally full of shit. But in traditional belief and fiction, a ghost, sometimes known as a spectre, phantom, apparition, or spook. I like that.
Yes, spooky.
Do you believe in spooks?
Spooky.
It is the soul or spirit of a dead person or animal that can appear in visible form or other manifestation to the living.
So we're talking poltergeists.
We're talking ghosts of dogs, ghosts of horses.
Well, what the fuck? What is that generally? There's like a visible ghost, like a standard, like well, that's the apparition, isn't it?
Yeah, you get like demonic possession.
Yeah, possession.
But poltergeists.
Voices. So like.
Yeah, they're called. What are they called? What's disembodied voices? That's what they're called.
Yeah.
The voices of the dead.
Yeah. And then in the same vein, electronic voice phenomenon.
EMP. EVP. EVP.
EMP's a fucking
EMPs.
electromagnetic pulse, man. Yeah, those fucking spooky EMP cannons.
EVP. EVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything else we've missed out there? Said poltergeist, so shit just throwing shit around like an absolute fucking arsehole.
I think that's pretty much it, isn't it? In terms of, you got poltergeist activity, demonic activity, EVP, but that's the recording. That's the recording of the disembodied voices.
Yeah.
What about possession though? Yeah, it's a load of absolute shit. People just going nuts, and then people claiming it. People in the religious sector claiming it to be demons. Because what's a demon when we kind of know that Satan was made up to scare people into believing in the Bible and becoming Christians?
Yeah. For me, again, it's gotta be bullshit.
It's gotta be bullshit.
It's gotta just be a psychological friggin' like fuck up.
But has it though? Because I think again, like we were seeing with the aliens yesterday, people can kind of make shit up, and it's another really easy topic to make shit up in. You can totally pretend to be possessed if you're nutty enough. You really can. I mean, look at that bloke that did the voices on the YouTube video.
No, see with him, I think he genuinely was fucking possessed because he was a freaking weirdo.
That guy was a fucking asshole.
He wasn't human, like twat.
But ghosts, and the idea of ghosts is again like the aliens yesterday is something I've always loved. But I think I'm more inclined to, daft as it sounds, I'm more inclined to believe in ghosts than them alien greys.
Yeah.
Because so many people I know have had these experiences.
Yeah, almost everyone you come across will have some kind of paranormal story to tell.
Everybody's got a tale to tell in terms of... It could be just the slightest thing where maybe they've just heard a story from somebody they know, but it's all connected.
Yeah.
We all know somebody who knows somebody who's had a paranormal experience that involved the spiritual realm.
I just wonder if it's like our attempt to try and soothe ourselves with there being like an existence beyond this life.
It's the fear of the unknown, isn't it? It's maybe like a...
Yeah, because in a way, even though ghosts traditionally are like, it's like a scary story, but it's also soothing, thinking, oh well, at least that's kind of proof that I don't cease to exist once my body dies.
It's like once my body dies and I cross the Great Divide,
yeah,
I'm going to become something else, so it's fine. It's the fear of death. It's like, I'm scared of death, so I've got this belief system which I'll subconsciously believe in.
And that'll negate that fear.
Exactly, that'll make us feel more reassured about dying.
And I think this, you could argue that's a similar case with the aliens as well.
Yeah.
Like this idea of something more powerful than us that can
so maybe
protect.
It's not so much the fear of death, it could be the fear of the unknown. Nobody knows what death's like.
Yeah, well, as humans, we don't like the unknown, do we? Like, that's what we're all about, figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And encounter things that we're unfamiliar with, or that we just simply haven't got a clue about. It's not good for your mind. You're like, I need to know. Which is why I'm not. This is why I'm not scared of dying myself. Like dying itself, fucking hell. I'm not really looking forward to that experience. But I'm not
the big shutdown.
Yeah, but I'm not actually scared of death anymore, because for me, that's got to be the time when you're going to be closest to getting the answers. Because you're not going to be in this physical state anymore. And if it does exist, like these other realms, then you're only going to, chances are you're going to experience them in this death state. So for me, death is the truth. That's where you're going to get closest to the truth is in death.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's something, I don't want to sound morbid here, but it's like almost something to like look forward to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember a few years back, I was terrified of the idea of dying and the unknown. And as I've aged and got older, it's something I've not really thought about so much.
Yeah.
And not been fearful of. Until when I was in Yorkshire. Now, you've heard this story, but I'll repeat it for the people that are listening. It was after visiting that graveyard in Yorkshire, and just having a discussion with my girlfriend about, how long these people have been there, and looking at the tombstones, and then just thinking, shit, one day I'll be down there. I'll just be a memory.
Yeah.
I'll just be writing engraved on a stone, and that's it. My life is just what's left in photographs and probably videos now, and it's a scary thought when you just realise one day you're gone.
Oh, it totally fucks your head. It really fucked my head when I was about 12, when my great grandma died. And then it all of a sudden hit us, like when you try to perceive infinity, like the infinity of death. That all of a sudden like just blasted into my brain, and I was just a pure panic. I was like, oh, shit! The idea of not ever experiencing anything ever again. It was absolutely terrifying.
It's scary, isn't it?
It took us years to get over that, and to get to this state now, thanks to psychedelics, where I'm no longer scared of death, but.
There was a period a few years back, a 2-year period, where I had 3 members of the family die in relatively quick succession. And that has kind of like made me feel, I don't know how to put it, like emotionally switched off in terms of death.
Yeah.
There's people that have died since, and it hasn't affected me as much as back then. It's like, because them deaths were so close to each other, something's
sort of like numbed you to it a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And I've kind of become more numb to that idea, and it's like when my granddad died. God, we're getting deep now, man. When my granddad died over a year ago now, that didn't hit us as hard. I mean, maybe because it was cancer and it was a drawn out thing, or maybe because of those 3 deaths being very close. And the family members being very close to me, maybe it has just numbed us. It's a strange thing, and I do think that's why these people that believe in ghosts, because it's this fear.
Fear and just that, like, despite you talking about this, like, numbness, the opposite side of that of, like, wanting to cling on to people and the devastation of actually losing people that you love, because you get so much from people that you love, like, you know, like, literally we're designed to be loved, to love and to be loved, and to lose these, like, attachments and connections. Like, it doesn't feel good at all, does it? So it would make sense that people would come up with something like a belief system or an idea where, no, they're still here, just not in this physical form.
But we've discussed this before about people losing people, and how in reality, I'm sure people will disagree with this, but in reality, it's people's own selfish belief of losing somebody that they feel they need.
Yeah.
And they don't want to lose them, so they're being selfish.
Yeah, by trying to
cling on to what's gone, essentially.
Yeah.
Because they need it as their comfort blanket in a way.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying with the attachment thing. Like,
totally.
And getting like, love. It's a shitty word to use, really, because it's actually a lot deeper than just this idea of, like, oh, I love my girlfriend. Like, there's so much more going on in your brain.
Yeah.
That corresponds with this, like, emotion of love, that it's, like, so unbelievably important in the world, and who knows, even the universe.
So back to ghosts in particular, and not death. You've never had any sort of experience, or?
Yeah,
you have.
I've never, like, seen anything.
No. What sort of experience have you had, though?
Well, once when I was in this house with my ex-girlfriend, she's got, like, some kind of psychic kind of ability, which is really interesting. But she was telling us that, because she was, like, renting the house, she was telling us about the woman that she was renting the house from, how her husband was, like, really ill, and you know, they were living in the house at the time when he was ill, and he died in the house, I think. Basically, she told us this story about this woman had told her, and as she, like, said, and he died, someone in the kitchen went bang, like that. I was like, fucking hell, what a weird. But it was one of those things where it was like the timing of it just got you, like, totally spooked. You know, you were, like, shivering. It was like, whoa, that's crazy. I had a friend there as well. He was really fucking freaked out by it. Like, it really got to him. And I was like, fucking hell, it was just. I mean, is it a coincidence? Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, fuck, probably just a coincidence. But it was so, like, the timing was just so perfect for it to be like, wow, that really seems.
It's a perfect moment.
Yeah. But why would they do that? You know? Like, why would they play little fucking tricks like that? Why would they give a shit about people on the planet now? Why not fuck around and enjoy that realm?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, have you ever experienced anything?
Not especially. There's been times where I've thought I've heard footsteps, and there was a time I used to work at Langley Castle up by Hexham, and I once thought that something pulled on my shoulder.
Yeah.
My left shoulder. And that castle was meant to be haunted by a white lady. Ghost. I can't remember her name. It was meant to be Josephine. Yeah, the ghost was called Josephine. She used to live in the castle. And she apparently haunts it. And somebody that used to work there as well, they said they'd seen a face in smoke.
Fuck.
On a security camera when they were doing, like, a lock-up, and they were doing the late bar. But no, I've not seen anything physical in front of us, and nothing, like, really terrifying. I'd love to do, like, an overnight ghost hunt somewhere.
I tell you what, there's something. I think I should mention that. Something that's pretty interesting that I experienced. Something that we didn't mention about the different forms in which these ghosts can take place, but, like, smell.
Phantom smells.
Yeah. Well, again, ex-girlfriend, but me and her and a couple of our friends went to, I think it's Chillingham Castle, on one of these, like, little ghost tour things, you know.
Yeah.
And we eventually gets to the, like, I think it was the dungeon. And we had a little look around. It was horrible, like, imagining what was going on there, like, at that time and that. And when we came, like, back out, this, honestly, one of the most putrid, fucking, most disgusting smells I've ever experienced just hit me and my girlfriend at the time, and it was just like, oh, what the fuck? Who the fuck was that? I was like, yeah, was that you? It's a fucking disgusting bastard, right? And then went on, like, asked people, did you fucking smell that? Nobody else smelled it. It was just like my hair. It was like,
That's strange.
I was like, that was the smell of death. That, like,
Yeah.
and it really was like a smell that I've never smelled before in my life. Like, it wasn't just shit. You know,
Yeah.
I've thought of plenty of farts in my day to have an idea of what a fart or shit smells like, but it was. So that was pretty weird. And there was a lot of other experiences going on there, actually.
Whilst you're at the castle.
Yeah, that was.
I love Chillingham Castle. It's definitely got a vibe to it. I think it's because it's just sort of been left.
Yeah.
It's not like...
Oh, it's a great place, like.
It's got the atmosphere about it inside. It's just so old, and it's just all the tat and all the junk's been left lying about, and
yeah,
it's sort of left how it was.
There was another class thing as we came out of the dungeon into this little room. And there was this picture of this, like, I think she was like a Spanish, I don't know, it was like a princess or, you know, some Spanish lady that was involved with the castle like 100 years ago, and she was the absolute double of my ex-girlfriend. So much so that we like looked at the picture and we're like, whoa, that's weird. And then this other girl that like wasn't part of our group looked at the picture and then looked at my ex-girlfriend. And she was totally freaked out. She was like, you could see she was really freaked out because the resemblance was just uncanny. It was like, wow, that's amazing.
It's pretty freaky, isn't it?
Yeah, it was weird. Really weird. but really fun, like, it was class.
Have you ever heard about the story of the Enfield poltergeist?
No.
Never?
Oh, wait a minute.
You've
Yes,
the most famous British case, the Enfield poltergeist. Seen these pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the pictures themselves are freaky enough.
Didn't the girl... Is that what the girl said that when she was, like, hovering above the bed and shit?
Yeah, and she was speaking in, like, a man's voice.
Do you know what's annoying, though?
What?
Oh, yeah, that voice is creepy. You heard it?
Yeah.
But one of the annoying things is, at one point, she did actually admit to putting certain things on.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, you see, that's
but she said, like I didn't do that all the time. She said, like, it was real, but yeah, I may have acted up and, you know, fucked on a bit. So that was like, oh man, I'd rather not know that. You know?
See, that puts more doubt on the fact that it's not real.
Exactly.
And that ghosts are just a lot of shit. Have you seen Insidious?
Yeah, watched the second one the other night as well.
Enjoy it?
Oh, I love it.
I love the Insidious
Love
films.
Insidious.
You're making a third one?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
When's that going to come out?
I think it's due May next year. March or May next year.
Oh, it's fucking ages away.
That'll be here in no time, man. Love the Insidious films.
Like, great, aren't they?
Yeah, I was just a bit disappointed with the second one that the demon wasn't in it.
Oh,
with the red and black face.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a creepy looking fuck.
But it was really good.
My favourite part of that was got to be the old hag, the bloke.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Spoiler, sorry.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
But yeah, that was like some of the best like spooky special effects, not special effects, like makeup I've ever seen. I was like, yeah, that really
the hag
freaks me.
Yeah, that's really creepy, especially with like the veil over the.
Oh yeah, I just loved that really.
Really, really creepy.
Yeah.
But in terms of ghost stories and things, I love the folklore behind them and the old tales and where they've came from and the origins of them.
Yeah.
I just find that stuff fascinating as well. That's why I tend to, when there's ghost stories and I say I read a ghost story, the more modern ones I switch off to.
Yeah.
But when it's like the older ones where it's like more of a tale, I love that sort of shit.
Like soldiers and...
Well, not just that. I mean, just like medieval ghosts and spectres that have been seen over the years of like a knight or a witch or something. More like traditional sort of tales instead of like, oh, that retirement home's haunted because there's a dead old man in there. I mean, that's still kind of creepy. I used to have a mate who worked in a retirement home in Cromlin, and somebody died, and he was seeing ghosts. Actually, I've got two mates, both by the same name, Michael, who've both worked in separate retirement homes, and they've both seen ghosts in the retirement homes, and people have died while they've been there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, me other friend who I haven't spoken to him for years, he said that he went to the top of like the hallway, and the door was open at the end, and something looked round at him.
Ooh,
and when he got to the chair to put this old man back in his room, there was nobody there. and he'd seen this thing looking at him. So I mean, I love a good
creepy.
I love a good ghost story, like the creepy one.
Oh, I love them. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if we'll ever, prove that ghosts are real. Because I mean, there's tests going on all the time, and it just it keeps coming back to the fact that we're imagining things. And
but that's it. How could you really conduct the experiment to prove an anti-material entity?
Yeah.
By using material objects to try and prove it,
Have you heard of the stone tape theory?
No.
The stone tape theory is that stone works like a recorder, and under certain conditions, and if something traumatic happens, the stones soak in the energy.
Yeah.
And then they'll sort of churn that energy up, and every so often, however many years, or if the conditions are right, it'll like that memory will come back out.
Yeah.
Sort of like replay it like a video recorder, but stone for like residual energy. So it's like captured. Say somebody got murdered in an alleyway. It soaked up the energy of that traumatic event because of the conditions at the time, and then every so often it'll release that same energy, which will cause people to see or hear those things that have happened. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I was actually just thinking about that before you mentioned it. I was thinking I could believe that more so than the idea of it actually being like the idea of like a ghost truly being your like dead ancestor, for example,
like
dead relative, rather.
You're thinking of something that's conscious. You're saying that that's more likely than a conscious spiritual entity. That's
yes. Yeah. That's for me more believable because in that it's just been like. Just a action replay of what happened. I mean, I don't think anybody could give you a physical explanation as to how that occurs. Like,
no.
I'm pretty sure nobody could tell you that. But it's that seems more believable than the idea of like a human dying and then going to wherever this other realm is, but then still being concerned with like shit going on planet Earth and that. And again, it's just it's logic. Logic just gets in the way. You know,
it does.
Because it's just like, right, these people, they're here to guide you and to help you. You know? Well, you can fucking help us by telling us exactly what the choices to make then.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about God? Can you tell us the experience of actually passing from life into death? Like, what does that feel like? You know? I got a lot of questions, man. Answer them. Don't just pretend that you're there helping us.
Yeah.
Like, because... I don't know. It just doesn't. I can't buy it, mate. Like,
I'm more inclined to believe the stone tape theory because if anything ghostly is gonna happen, I think that's kind of the more likely and more plausible way for it to happen. Which it explains why ghosts from centuries ago are being seen because that stone's still there.
Yeah, that's
causing them recordings to be unleashed.
Which is the one where there's the soldiers. Like walking like along the ground, but you only see them from the waist up because
that's in York.
I thought so because back in the day, like the ground was like lower down. I think
that's imagine seeing that.
Yeah, that would back up like this theory, the stone tape theory. But that would be amazing. I would love to see that.
But even just hearing them walk past, not just seeing them. I mean,
aye.
Some people just hear things like horses galloping and things past them. They hear shouting and. Don't see anything. It's weird. I mean, what if there is atmospheric conditions that can soak up energy like that and then just like release it somehow? I mean,
but then that begs the question: exactly what energy, like what form of energy is it that it's soaking up?
Maybe it's just some form of energy we don't know about.
Yeah, like that we haven't detected. Like, so I suppose a spiritual energy that maybe isn't detectable.
I mean, for example, we can only see a certain percentage of the light that's out there. We can only see a tiny little spectrum, can't we? What if there's different spectrums for different sort of energies?
Yeah.
And this is just something that we don't know about yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a far out thing to say. That's just a emergency vehicle going past.
Yeah.
Motherfucker!
Too late, they're already fucking dead. We can see him in the garage.
He's right here. What was I saying?
Something absolutely amazing.
God damn that vehicle.
Oh, what the fuck was it?
About the energy.
The energy, yeah.
What if it's some kind of energy that we don't know about yet? And that's simply it? Something that we can't tap into just yet?
Yeah. perfectly plausible.
It's
theory.
a far out thing to talk about, but
it makes sense because these paranormal events definitely take place in one form or another. But my question is, are they actually taking place in like an objective reality, or when you get ghost experiences, are they just taking place in like the minds of humans? But then again, dogs, dogs.
Yeah,
dogs pick up on shit.
What do dogs and cats see? Because sometimes they're seeing things that we can't see.
Yeah, and usually if you have a dog, like I haven't had shitloads of fucking ghost experiences or anything, but usually if somebody's having like a paranormal experience and there's a dog there, the dog's usually gone wild, aren't they?
The dog's usually the first one to pick up on it.
So that fucks my theory. If it just exists.
But what about the idea of ghost animals?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like the idea of, do you think that's possible? I mean, does that?
Well, that opens up like a fuckload more questions, doesn't it? Like such as, so do dogs have souls? Do we have souls?
What is this? What is a soul?
Yeah.
You know, it's energy, but
it all just leads back to the fucking meaning of life as well. Like, if we've got souls and we're so special, then why the fuck would animals have souls? And what's their purpose of life? And what's the purpose of them dying? Like, my head's getting fucked, yeah.
So, you don't believe in ghosts, you're on the fence. You haven't seen one yet that's going to prove to you that they exist.
Yeah. On the fence, but again, leaning more towards the skeptical side of the fence. But as always, open to believing in it, just as long as I can get the proof.
I'm exactly the same, but I do like the idea of ghosts and the stories that go with them. And
I love them. I mean, it's got to be my favourite type of films.
The ghost ones.
Ghost films, yeah. Like that Paranormal Activity, the first few ones of them, I loved them. Because that would be absolutely terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
And for all our like skepticism, if you actually experienced like something where you're sitting in the living room and all of a sudden all the cupboards just fly open in the room next to you, like that is going to be absolutely terrifying whether you fucking believe in ghosts or not, isn't it? And it's going to like lead you into thinking, well, yeah, I can't explain that. There was nothing that I could detect that did that, so it must have been a ghost. So I can totally understand people believing in them.
Oh, totally.
But
and again, I think some people believe in it because of the fear of, like we said earlier, the fear of death, and if they feel they believe in ghosts strongly enough, it'll reassure them. And
definitely,
yeah. But I mean, we're gonna. If anybody's listening to this and they've had a ghostly experience, let one know. In the comment section,
definitely chip in with your experiences.
Because obviously,
catalogue of experiences. It'd be fascinating. Because it is fun to read about and listen to what people have experienced. Because whether it's real or not, they have still experienced that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I mean, I'm sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, this is not going to be the only spiritual, ghostly podcast episode we'll do. We will have recurring topics where we'll come back to things and we'll go into detail about specific subjects. And
I'll tell you what, when we come back to this topic, it would be good to go into detail about the, what was it, the Enfield poltergeist you pulled up before? That it would be good really looking into something like picking an example and really studying that. Because I think there's tons of like documentaries on that specific case. I've watched a few
I've seen
years
a few
ago.
in my time,
and it is fascinating. Like it's like, fuck, did that happen?
It's weird. It's really strange. But in a few months' time, we're gonna do a Halloween special, which will be just kind of like talking about all things paranormal.
If we could do that on location somewhere,
it'd be great, wouldn't it?
In a fucking castle, like a haunted castle. That would just be the best thing ever.
It'd be incredible.
Especially if we started crying like halfway through, because we're like starting, stop doing that under the table. It wasn't me.
It was me.
I just bubbled and fucking ran out. I got hit by a car and died.
And then you'd be a ghost or
not. And then I came in and did a ghostly podcast.
Okay, guys.
Well, that was cheeky. It was a nice little fun one, that.
That was a little... we're only 29 minutes in, bloody hell. That was a cheeky little one, but that was just our thoughts on the spiritual world.
Yeah, so much more to talk about on that.
So
on that
much
subject,
more to talk about. Yeah.
You could talk for hours on that, really, couldn't you?
I think so, yeah.
But we'll go back into our research.
You guys better sleep tight tonight.
Aye. Don't have any nightmares.
Watch out for them ghosts, and we'll see you on the next one.